You're doing a movie about Gosnell. It's an important subject, but a lot of people don't know about him. So can you kind of explain it?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our plan is to make a made-for-TV movie about Kermit Gosnell, Dr. Kermit Gosnell, who was convicted last year, around this time last year, of murdering babies, of murdering children, of infanticide on numerous occasions. I think the court case eventually they went for 7 counts and he was done for 3. And his modus operandi while he operated this abortion clinic was to deliver third trimester babies, babies in the third trimester, 7.5 months and older, to deliver them alive, crying, fighting for life, as the neonatologist described, and then he stabbed them to death by severing their spinal cords with a scissors. And he did this regularly, and staff members that worked with him also did it. But he did it an enormous amount of time. He did it every day. And on Sundays, only he and his wife worked at the clinic for what they described as the more difficult cases, which were the bigger babies. And we'll never know how many children he actually killed. We're estimating thousands for sure. But we'll never ever know, and we'll never know how many children were killed on Sundays because he destroyed the files. And we're making a film because he's not a household name.
Yeah.
Ted Bundy would be well known by most Americans. Most Americans have heard of Ted Bundy, of John Wayne Gacy, of the Zodiac Killer, the Green River Killer. Most people have heard of these people. This is America's most prolific serial killer, and most people have never heard of him, and we're going to change all that. And we want to make a made-for-TV movie. We're just going to tell the story of what happened. And there's so much about the story that needs to be known, the horrific nature of what he did. But on top of that, there's the issue that multiple government agencies with the job of protecting the public in Pennsylvania, multiple agencies, about 5 agencies, all of them conspired not to inspect his premises in a period over 17 years. No one crossed the threshold. And for a lot of listeners or your viewers, living in America, a lot of people talk about overregulation and, people trying to run businesses, have people coming in looking for dirt and particulate matter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, this guy ran this clinic where women died, 2 women died. And despite that, for 17 years, no one crossed the threshold. And I think that's a story. And then the bigger story, another big story, is that even after he was caught, the media then decided not to report the story.
Wow. And you want this to be a feature film, or you want it to...
So this film will be a television film available to the largest possible audience. And it'll also be the way we want to make this film, we want to make it available that young people can watch it. We will not show the worst of the photographs. We won't show them on the screen because we think families should watch this. People should know that this happened and they should talk about it as a family and make have some thinking about it, because a lot of people are pro-choice and I think it might be interesting for people who are pro-choice to maybe ask themselves if they're comfortable with the idea that in America you basically can have, by law, an abortion at any stage of your pregnancy.
Yeah.
That's the law of America. I think a lot of people don't know that. And I think there's something very odd that happened here. I think if so many people think abortion is fine at any stage of a pregnancy, why don't we talk about it? Why are we hiding all this? And why is it that the media refuse to cover this story? If there's nothing wrong with it, let's just talk about it. And I think that's a service that this film will do to the country, we think.
Yeah, it's very important to get out there. And what kind of reaction have you heard from people so far, like telling, what you're doing and stuff? People
have been really nice. People have said, never, never, never give up. Don't give up, don't give up. And it's been a tough few weeks,
Yeah.
We have $1.3 million now. We still need to get another $800,000 or all the money goes back. That's the way it works.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way it works on crowdfunding. But we're very confident we'll get there. And it has been very humbling and also very, an incredibly happy thing to have so many people react so well to what we're doing. I mean, it really has been very, very powerful.
Yeah. Now tell us again where they should go to see more.
So basically people can go to GOSNELLmovie.com, GOSNELL movie.com, and people feel very strongly about the story, and so we would urge everyone, if possible, to go to GOSNELLmovie.com and even just go and read the testimonies from other people. We also, one of the things that we've done actually, which could be interesting for people, is I have read sections of the grand jury, and we've taped it, and we've shown in some of them photographs, but we warn people, so don't worry, you're not going to see something if you don't want to see it. It says warning, graphic images. So if you go on the site on GOSNELLmovie.com, you'll see that. And there's a ton of information that you can read about our plans, about why we want to do this, about why this film needs to be made. And we really hope that people do go there and do that.
That's great. Thanks so much for talking with me.
Thank you very much for having me.